Wow, what a weekend. I know that God was moving and working in so many different people's lives. And besides the people who got baptized, I know that He's still working on people. The seeds have been planted, and I think we're going to see something really special in the weeks ahead as well. But this really goes to what we want to talk about this week. I think that there is kind of this sense of the harvest is ripe, right? Like in our culture today, more people are showing up at church, more people are asking spiritual questions, Bible sales are going through the roof, and it could be that your friend who you thought was like light years away from God is actually closer than you think right now. And so I want to help you this week as you have your discussion to learn how to tell your own story. Now, I had a friend of mine one time that came to me and he goes, like, I want to be able to tell my story, and there's this church that asked me to tell it. Like, how do I do that? And so I said, well, in a church setting, like, how much time are they giving you? And he said, well, like 30 minutes. I said, okay, good. You want a 30-minute version, but let me encourage you. You also need a 5-minute version and you need a 1-minute version. Just so you know, we're working on the 1-minute version this week because I want everybody in your group to do this. Now, here's a couple of things you need to know. As we talked about this weekend, we talked about the before Christ. Before we met Him, what was our life like? Let me give you a heads up to those of you who grew up in a Christian home, maybe were baptized at 8, 9, 10 years old. You've always known Jesus. So you didn't have this amazing transformation story at that point. But maybe you could talk about a time in your life where even though you knew Jesus, you weren't walking with Him. What was your life like then? So before you got serious about fully being alive for Jesus, what did that look like? Just think of like a word or a sentence at the most to describe that. And then how you met Jesus. Maybe it was a special person in your life, an introduction, maybe it was an event. Just like boil it down to one word, one sentence. And then what has it been like as you've walked with Jesus in your life? As you've been following Him, what's changed? What's different? That's what I want you to focus on in your group. Now, before you get to your story, I want you to take one more look at the Apostle Paul's story. In fact, he's telling it as Paul, but he's looking back to when he was still Saul. Now, we don't always change our name when we go through a major transformation like this, but we are changed. So I can't wait to hear some of your stories. If you would, please come and tell me. But in your group, I think it's going to be special as you share your 1-minute version of your story. You guys have fun with that. We'll see you next time. Love you.